Logan 23 here, and I love your beautiful faces. Let's dive into Chapter 11, The Dominant. Now, playing as Ella. You stand perfectly still on Levy's private deck, caught like a snared rabbit as you stare first at Sloane and then at Levy. This whole party was a way for Levy to pawn me off onto someone else? Trust me, the pleasure is all mine. You're even more exquisite than Levy described. Funny. Levy didn't describe you at all. You glare at Levy, who pointedly doesn't look at you. We should probably get back to the party before people start wondering where I am. If Sloane notices the tension pulsing between you and Levy, he's great at hiding it. He grins as he walks beside you. You look like you could use a pick-me-up, Ella. What's your poison? The thought of being alone with Levy right now is too much to bear. No one asked about Levy. What? I'll go with you. We can get to know each other on the way. I like the way you think. As you follow Sloane, you can't resist shooting a glance over your shoulder. Levy's expression is as hard as he watches you go. You did this to yourself, bro. Once you have your drink, Sloane invites you to sit. He settles in so close that your knees almost brush. Trust Levy to make this as difficult and awkward as possible. Shall we start over? You consider the man before you. It's not his fault that Levy is such an ass. I'm not gonna let Levy ruin my evening. This party is supposed to be for me to have fun, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I think a do-over is an excellent idea. I'm Sloane, the Dom. You're Ella, the Sum. But there's no pressure here, just a friendly chat between two people with common interest. That sounds easy enough. But you should know... I had no idea Levy was gonna pull this. I thought this was just a party. That's how Levy likes it. Curveballs everywhere you turn. Despite your nerves and lingering annoyance with Levy, you feel yourself starting to relax. I'm sorry if I seem a little rattled. There's nothing to be nervous about, Ella. If we're not a match, we're not a match. That's it. So, ask me something. I'm an open book. In that case, I want to know how you and Levy met. We grew up together, believe it or not. That's kind of sweet. It was, until it wasn't. We didn't get into the community until we were in college and Levy dragged me all over town. Back then he was too shy to go to the clubs himself. That sounds familiar. Yep. Really? Oh yeah, once upon a time, we were just a couple of baby doms. We were just way more terrified than our subs. So, what else do you want to know? Levy says you're constantly bombarding him with questions. Well, there is more I want to know, like... What do you look for in a sub? If we were to continue seeing each other, what kind of submissive would you want me to be? Don't worry, a much easier man to please than Levy. Sloane gets off his chair and offers you his hand. Instead of telling you, I'd prefer showing you. Sloane leads you into an interior ballroom, unlike anything you've seen before. This has been on the yacht the whole time? Steamy as things were on the upper decks, it's nothing compared to the activities taking place in here. Screams of delight fill the air. You barely know where to start when your gaze is drawn to a couple in a corner, a dom standing over a sub who appears to be bent over a padded bench, his ass bare and exposed. I want to hear you count loud and clear. Yes, mistress. Oh, this is where he went. Watch quietly. You long to ask Sloane questions about the protocol for the bench and why the man is tied down, but you don't dare. Asking questions only ever seem to push Levy away. You draw closer as the man tied to the bench whimpers and clamps his mouth shut. His hands are bound behind his back. His whole body is on display for the dom and cracks her hand down. 1, 2, again, Mistress Hota. I like what you see. I've never seen anything like it. Every time I think I've seen it all, I find myself facing something totally new. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Didn't Levy ever spank you? Not exactly. In fact, he never really touched me. Sloane chuckles in a way that makes you feel warm all over. Don't worry, I won't make the same mistake. Sloane leads you across the room to a discreet corner where an unused bench rests, ready and waiting. He runs his hand over the leather in one long, deliberate stroke. A friend of mine specializes in bespoke equipment. Everything he creates is custom designed and gorgeously crafted. In fact, almost everything in this room is his work. Exquisite, isn't it? You glance around at the various types of equipment currently used: chairs, benches across the swing. There are even a few suspension bars and cages on display. Your mind whirls with possibilities. Your friend must get a lot of commissions from Levy. I bet Levy is your friend's favorite client. As you finger the soft leather and gorgeous wood frame, Sloane covers your hand with his own. Even though your heart leaps to your throat, you don't pull away. I'm going to assume it's him. I'd be happy to ask him to make you one of these and have it delivered to your place. Every sop deserves something nice to be bent over. A thrill moves down your spine as Sloane positions himself behind you. He's close enough for you to feel the heat rising off his body. No strings attached, of course. Just a favor from one friend to another. You can't help picturing a bench like this one in your dungeon. You already know where you'd put it, exactly how you'd use it. No, really? Levy wouldn't like it if I ordered a bench from a dom I barely know. In fact, he might even be forced to punish me for it. Yeah, but he's no longer your dom, though. You didn't think this far, did you? Diamond choice. Like, seriously, that's the whole point of this, is for you to find someone else. You are now a free agent. You are no longer under Levy. Remember that. People don't realize that. That would be amazing, Sloane. Thanks for setting it up. Don't thank me. Helping a beautiful woman come into her own is enough for me. You doubt that's true, but you appreciate the compliment all the same. In fact, you're starting to appreciate quite a lot about Sloane. How well you get along, how effortless he makes everything seem, the way he's eyeing both you and the binge. I'm not used to buying something without giving it a test drive first. Well, I know either one of these is gonna go down to YouTube hell, so let's, go with the obsolete or, obvious one. Would you be able to help me with that? Of course. You should never commit to a toy, dom, or anything without trying out the equipment first. My safe word is trust. Be gentle with me, Sloane. I've never done this before. I'm always gentle. At first. He takes your hand and helps you kneel onto the bench. That almost feels strange to be in the care of a dom who isn't afraid to touch every part of you. His hands are light on your waist as he positions you over the frame, then guides your legs apart. You can already feel yourself starting to heat up, even with your clothes on. You're fully exposed and a lot more vulnerable than you're used to being. Since this is your first time, I'll let you decide how you want to proceed. It will be a lot more intense if I pull your skirt up around your waist, but okay. So will the pain. Why not? It's gonna be edited out anyway. Let's go! Let's just put it this way, there was hands, mini spanks, and her mind going to Levy. Always have to do that. So what did you think? Still shaky, you spot Levy standing on the other side of the ballroom, his expression unreadable. Ah, yes! You can't tear your gaze from Levy's no matter how hard you try to focus on Sloane. You can't help wondering how much Levy witnessed. It doesn't matter if it's 1 smack or 5. Seriously. I liked it. I think I'm gonna enjoy having my own at home. Sloane follows the line of your gaze just in time to see Levy turn on his heel and walk away. Whoops. He does not look happy. Suddenly, the huge room feels too small to hold you. I think I need some fresh air. Sloane points you towards a nearby door. With a grateful smile, you make a beeline for it. Evening breeze is soothing after the heat of the ballroom. You wrap your arms around your midsection and stare out over the lake. That was me yesterday. It was like 80 in here, and then the cool night air. Oh, it was amazing. It's far too beautiful a night for you to be so sad. Trishana, what are you doing here? I didn't bring Pat. You can relax. I didn't say anything about Pat. No, you're just associated with him, that's all. You didn't have to. You're easier to read than a children's book. Then can you read how much I want to be alone? Instead of leaving, she joins you over the railing. Word has it you're on the lookout for a new dom. They're taking bets about who will end up the lucky winner. The thought that everyone on this yacht knows Levy is trying to get rid of you doesn't improve your mood. Ouch. Hope you all lose all your money. Not a chance. I only make sure bets. And I don't know if you've noticed, but you're not the one who seems to be having a rough night. Trishana, what's that supposed to mean? You try to think of who Trishana could be talking about and come up blank. Oof. Look, I've been doing this for a long time. If there's one thing I know, it's what pain looks like. Levy Thorne is one hell of a tortured soul right now. You don't have to be a dom to get what you want, Ella. Good subs demand just as much as their masters. It's not that easy. Then make it easy. You're a smart little thing, and the fact that you've lasted this long in Levy's keeping means you don't scare easily. Oh, and don't tell anyone about our chat, okay? I wouldn't want to develop a reputation as a softie, or worse, a romantic. You blink as she trails off. As much as I hate to admit it, she's right. Just because Levy is a dom doesn't mean he gets to make all the decisions for me. Before you can second-guess your actions, you head back inside, carrying Long on a wave of determination. You spot Levy as soon as you enter, arms crossed and a grim expression still on his face. I know it all too well. Sloane is also nearby, chatting with a fellow dom. He excuses himself as soon as he spies you. Ella, there you are. I was starting to worry I'd scared you off. I don't scare that easily. That's what I like to hear. Do you feel up for exploring more? Your wish is my command. You know the only way to get Levy to act is to push him so far he can't ignore his feelings any longer. And Sloane seems more than willing to help me push. Yup. Make Levy jealous. So this will work on some people, and then this won't work on others. Yeah, just saying. You'll get no clue if you're trying to figure me out. If you care to. Actually, there's one thing you can help me with. If you're game, I'm up for anything. Slide your arms around his neck, and while he looks more curious than anything else, he wraps an arm around your waist and allows you to curl against him. And I'm not one to say no to a beautiful, willing woman. Blame the spanking bench. I can still feel the imprint of your hand on my backside. Sloane runs a hand down your body to graze your curves. His touch is teasing, light, and you shiver into him. Keep this up and you'll be feeling a lot more. You can feel the heat of Levy's gaze as he starts pressing. You press a little soft line of kisses along the Sloane's neck up to the spot below his ear. Do you like it when I kiss your hair? I think you know the answer to that. You draw his earlobe gently between your teeth and tongue. And do you like it when I bite your ear? Starting to feel like a trick question. Sloane, I'm testing out a new theory. Does this theory have anything to do with Levy? Maybe. It takes all your determination not to look across the room to see how he's reacting. Well, if you're getting the reaction that you're truly wanting, you'll know he's there and know he's reacting very soon. Still, you could almost swear you feel his eyes on you. Yeah, this'll do it. You said it was important for a sub and Dom to get to know one another before coming to an agreement, right? Sloane's attention is only half on you as he arches his neck to allow you to continue your ministrations. That sounds like something I'd say. Then I want to get to know you. Before he can ask what that means, you press your mouth against his. His lips are soft as you open your mouth and encourage him to take you. The heat between you is starting to pick up, and you can feel Sloane's body responding to your touch. His hips press hard against yours, his desire already prominent against you. And just when you think it might be time to pull back, he does it for you. An amused, playful look settles on his features. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. I just don't usually let my subs have control like this. You deserve to be punished for taking liberties without permission. You suck in a delighted breath as his meaning becomes clear. He doesn't have the same glittery intensity that Levy has when he threatens punishment, but you still know what's coming. I'll take my punishment like a good girl. You bow your head meekly and peek up at Sloane through your lashes. I'll do whatever it takes to make it up to you. Damn, Levy has trained you well. Sloane seems surprised by your bold approach, but he's a good sport. He doesn't dare let you get away with his behavior in front of a crowd. On your knees. You toy with the idea of refusing, but something about Sloane's dominant side speaks to you. He's not nearly as commanding as Levy, but your body is already starting to respond automatically to the authority in his tone. Yes, Sloane. You sink to your knees in front of him and assume the submissive position. This is the first time you've done it in front of so many people. They want to see me get punished, and I want them to watch. I want Levy to watch. I feel like doing it. Your eyes dart around the room until you find your target. Every time I see that, just knows it's working. Levy's gaze is glued on you, his jaw clenched, hands fisted at his sides. If he wanted me on my knees in front of him, all he had to do was ask. As you're watching, Levy turns away and punches the wall. Holy shit. You strain to see Levy's next move from your position, but Sloane stands before you, blocking him from your view. Yep. When I want to be kissed, I'll ask for it. Is that understood? You nod and keep your head bowed. And when I want to kiss you, I'll do that too. Yes, Sloane. His hands come down over the top of your head, his fingers gently stroking over your hair. You lean into his touch, your whole body thrilling at the thought of Levy watching another man pet you. If there's one thing you should know about being my sub, it's that I do things a little differently than what you're used to. He draws his fingers under your chin and down your neck. Even though there's no threat in his touch, you instinctively swallow. Can you guess how I'm different? You don't play mind games? I like that about you. You aren't afraid to take what you want. You arch into his touch, encouraging his hand to move lower. He fondles you over the top of your clothing. A simple man with simple tastes. Is that it? You gasp as... I know what you're up to, Ella. Playing with fire will only end up getting you burned. From everything I've heard about the community, that's half the fun. Sloane's appreciative laughter washes over you as he forces your gaze up when you rise your eyes to meet his. There's a spark of dominance there that you weren't expecting. Before we go one step further, I want you to say that you're mine. Oh. I mean it, Ella. Look at me and say the words. Tell me who you belong to. Oh no, this is not gonna end the way that you're expecting. You're so startled by the sudden show of power that you're not sure how to react. Licking your lips, you take a deep breath and open your mouth. She's mine and you know it. Levy, hello. You're shocked as Levy steps between you and Sloane. Is this how we're playing this? Yes, I've had enough of this. Get on your feet, Ella. Your body obeys before your brain can catch up. You tremble with anticipation and liquid desire as you stand. He leads you away from Sloane without a backward glance. Maybe my plan worked a little too well. He's furious. You can feel the tension radiating off of him as he leads you through the maze of the yacht. As the sounds of the party start to fall away, you're aware of how vulnerable you are. Where are you taking me, Levy? His only response is to move faster. He's too intent on getting you away from Sloane to answer. Finally, you enter his private suite. The door closes behind you with a thud. Levy? I think it's time for us to talk. Levy is careful to look anywhere but at you. I don't know what you're talking about, I just thought you could use a few minutes away from Sloane. I did what you told me to do. You wanted me to meet Sloane, so I met him. You wanted me to find a new dom, so that's what I was trying to do. He turns away, drags a hand over his face. His movements are jerky and intense. I changed my mind about Sloane. He isn't a good fit for you. That's not your decision to make. Too bad you don't get to decide that for me. You don't own me, Levy. Of course I don't own you. No one does. Exactly, which means I can submit to whoever I want. Damn it, Ellie. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Fine, then let me go. Levy's whole body jerks as if on the end of a string. What? I mean it. If you don't want me anymore, you can say goodbye. No need. You need to let me move on. Levy is in front of you as fast as that you can't even see him move. Of course I want you. I've never wanted anyone so much in my entire life. You search his face, those harsh lines, beautiful angles, so familiar that you see them every time you close your eyes. You want me? So much I can taste it. So much I can taste you. His lips draw close to yours, your breath mingling as one. You tilt your head up, your lips parting in soft anticipation. Then do it, Levy. Taste me. Take me. His mouth is on yours at once. His kiss is crushing, powerful. You can barely catch your breath. I promised myself I wouldn't do this, that I wouldn't give in. Why? What's so terrible about this? His only answer is to curl his fingers in your hip and pull you closer. You've spent so much time not touching this man that it's almost too much to have him gripping you so possessively. And his mouth is equally possessive as his tongue sweeps over yours. Nothing is perfect. That's the problem. He dips his head low to kiss down your jawline, side of your neck, his tongue leaving a hot, wet trail of desire the further down your body it goes. Don't stop. Are you sure? If we keep going, I won't be able to hold back. You'll see exactly how dominant I can be. Well, we know this is where this is gonna go, I'm just saying. Again, I hate editing out content. I hate not giving you guys everything. Because, you know, YouTube wants to be, 1940s, but I digress. There's no fighting anymore, as you arch into him. You say the words that you've been holding back for weeks. If you want me, then take me however you want. Evie releases a groan that thrills every part of your body. He reaches over to flick the light switch. Damn it, Ella. You really shouldn't have said that. Before you have time to ask Levy what he means, his mouth is on yours. The press of his lips is insatiable. The grip of his hand on the back of your head is so firm that you have no choice but to let him in. You did this. You gave yourself to me. He digs his free hand into your hip so hard that you gasp at the pain and pressure. And now you'll see what happens when you do. Grabs you around the waist and hoists you over your shoulders. His steps are firm, determined, and leading straight for his bed. You're mine now. Mind, body, and soul. Your whole body thrills at the note of possession in his voice. I'm yours. His eyes grow so dark you feel like you're falling into them. That's my girl. I promise to take very good care of you. You shiver at the thought of all the pleasure and pain in store for you. Do you want me on my knees? No. What I want for you is to be naked for me. Right here, right now. Well, it is a bedroom. Yes, Ella, I've waited long enough for this. Take your dress off. You hesitate, the weight of Levy's gaze so heavy to hold your limbs immobile. When I give you an order, I expect it to be obeyed. Don't make me tell you again. You turn your back to Levy, so you face the opposite wall. There's something delicious in knowing his eyes are on you, waiting, watching. Good. Now take it slow. I want to enjoy this. Reach for your zipper first, sliding it down inch by inch until your cum pulls at your waist. You risk a peek over your shoulder to find Levy standing in the exact spot you left him, his gaze transfixed. Yes, you're doing very well. The sprays sets off a fluttering low in your belly and holding you guide the gown lower over your hips to expose the curve of your ass. Thought it already pulled on the floor. Not yet, there are a few matters we need to clear up first. The blink startled in the vehemence in his voice. He draws closer, authority and predation in every line of his body. Is something wrong? Yes, something is very wrong. What did I do? You know what you did? I saw you with him in the ballroom. I watched you bend over for another man. I was just doing what my dom said. You liked it when Sloane struck you, didn't you? When he made it hurt, admit it. Yes, I liked the way it made me feel. And how did it make you feel? Again, I have to keep editing shit out. I hate it. His answer seems to please Levy. Instead of approaching you, he seats himself on the end of the bed and pats his thigh. I want you draped over my lap, Ella. If you want spanked, you just have to ask for one. Now you're going to pay. I just had to unpause on this very safe for work thing while you guys can hear. They're just smacking. No one does it like this, okay? Nobody. Stop it, Pixelberry. Have to unpause on this part. You and Levy shared a wild night on the yacht. There's about, I don't know, 5-ish minutes that had to be removed after the last picture that you got to see. Yeah, you wake in all the best ways, but a sudden lurch pulls you out of your reverie. What was that? The yacht is docking. We're back. Does this mean the party's over? I can safely say that that was the best yacht party I've ever been to. Then again, it's the only yacht party I've ever been to. We've been in here for longer than I thought. Is that bad? When Levy's only response is to look down at you, his expression is once again settling into his controlled mask. You know you're both thinking the same thing. Now that we've broken the rule number 1, our relationship will never be the same. Oh no, what a shame! Really, what a shame. Oh no, your relationship will never be the same. Wasn't that what everyone wanted? Anyway, without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. That's it. If you want to support the channel, there's links to that. There's the join feature. There's the thing link down in the description below to join, just in case you don't have the button for whatever reason. There are links to other sites that you can help support this channel, help support the content that I do. And then if you're not able to, that is fine. Just you watching, just you being here is more than enough. But it would also help if you get the channel out there and it continues to grow. That's all I ever ask of people, is just let's have our community and our channel continue to grow. Without further ado, let me go ahead and say the following. So I'm sure I'm going to have to, fight YouTube on this one, even though I censored a lot of it out. One, gonna have to age gate it. I'm gonna have to, hopefully not have to edit anything out and everything else. And for no joke, for what little bit that you all saw, it's YouTube. It's a sad, sad thing that basically, the weird part is there are features and ways to label things as adult on the platform and what'll be in the video and everything else. And basically, it's just a way of you saying, hey, this video is just very much not family oriented. It means just no ads. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with just uploading the content, covering the content, and not getting anything for it. Because I figure, it's a way of me taking that step for the community and everything else. And then in a way, by the community growing and whatnot, I'm thinking, all right, in a way it gives back. They watch the other content. It's kind of like a give and take, right? YouTube's like, no, no, no. Even if you rate it the most adulty thing on here, you set it to 18 plus, you do everything else. Like, we can have 50 Shades of Derp on here. We can have all this other garbage on the platform. We can have, like, naked chicks and music videos and all this other garbage, right? But, like, YouTube, again, is 1940s. Okay? Literally 1940s moral bullshit. And then again, you look at the governments and the way they understand even copyright, let alone anything else that is, about the digital age. I mean, we have 80-year-olds running the government, okay? Let's just put it that way, okay? We have old, ancient dinosaurs who don't have an open mind running the government right now. We have them running the world. Look at the state of the world as it is right now. And these old, prehistoric dinosaurs running the world right now. And I would have no problem, and I don't really do the age, discrimination crap, right? But then I look at the fact that, we literally have 80-year-olds making life or death decisions for the rest of the world right now. And I'm just like, you know what? Because they're so close-minded, because they're so irrational, they're so dumb, that basically they should not be in charge. They really shouldn't. They should not making any life or death choices for anyone. Because they should only, those types of choices should only come down when it's really necessary and really needed. And these idiots right now in this world are just that. But without further ado, thanks for watching. Love your beautiful faces. Hopefully you have a great day. Peace out.